The Pentagon has classified footage of an underwater craft moving at 550 knots, nearly 3 times faster than the fastest torpedo ever built. And what if the man who's seen this footage went public? Former Pentagon intelligence official Luis Elizondo has broken his silence about unidentified submerged objects that defy our understanding of physics and technology. The evidence he describes isn't just strange, it's impossible by our current scientific standards. This classified footage, first revealed in a popular mechanics interview, shows technology operating in our oceans that challenges everything we know about hydrodynamics, materials science, and propulsion systems. What exactly did Pentagon officials witness in those secure briefing rooms, and what does it tell us about who might possess such advanced technology? The impossible underwater object. In those secure briefing rooms, Pentagon officials witnessed something that defies conventional explanation. The classified footage shows an unidentified object near an oil rig recorded moving at 450 to 550 knots, about 518 to 633 miles per hour, underwater. For context, that's faster than our fastest torpedoes or nuclear submarines by a substantial margin. This isn't science fiction. According to Luis Elizondo, this classified footage exists, showing an object moving at speeds that completely contradict our understanding of physics. Consider our most advanced underwater technology for comparison. The fastest torpedo ever created, the Russian Virginia 111 SHK Val, reaches a maximum speed of about 200 knots. Even this remarkable weapon requires specialized technology called supercavitation to achieve such speeds. Supercavitation works by creating a large gas bubble around the torpedo, dramatically reducing water resistance. It's essentially the only way we've figured out how to move quickly underwater. Without this bubble, the drag forces would be insurmountable. Now think about this object in the Pentagon footage. It's moving at more than twice the speed of our fastest torpedo. The physics problem here is exponential, not linear. Water creates approximately 800 times more drag than air. At 550 knots, this drag becomes exponentially prohibitive. The forces involved are astronomical, yet the object moves through the water with apparent ease. What makes this footage even more perplexing is the apparent absence of any conventional propulsion system. No visible engines, no exhaust, no bubbles. Nothing that explains how this object generates the massive force needed to achieve such speeds. Our fastest underwater vehicles require enormous engines and fuel supplies just to reach a fraction of this speed. The structural challenge is equally baffling. No material known to current engineering could withstand the water pressure at such velocities without being torn apart. Water doesn't compress like air. At such extreme speeds, the pressure differential would create forces that would rip conventional materials to shreds. Titanium, carbon fiber, our strongest metal alloys, all would fail under these conditions. Perhaps most puzzling of all, according to Elizondo's account, the footage shows no cavitation bubble or wake. This defies everything we understand about hydrodynamics. Any object moving through water at high speed must displace that water, creating pressure waves and turbulence. The faster the object, the more dramatic these effects. Yet the object in this classified footage apparently moves through water as if it's not there, leaving minimal disturbance. The maneuvering capabilities are equally impossible. At such speeds, any conventional craft would require miles to make turns or change direction. The physics of momentum and inertia are unforgiving. Change direction too quickly and the G-forces would destroy the vehicle. Yet this object reportedly maintains perfect control and maneuverability despite traveling at these impossible speeds, making turns that should tear it apart. Try to imagine the energy requirements to power such movement. Our most advanced nuclear submarines, with their enormous reactors, can reach speeds of perhaps 35 knots. Moving at 550 knots would require energy production orders of magnitude greater than anything we currently possess in a mobile platform. The power density required exceeds even our theoretical limits for portable energy systems. When analyzing this footage, Pentagon officials were reportedly baffled. There's simply no conventional explanation for what they were seeing. The object violates multiple laws of physics simultaneously. It moves through water as if the normal rules of hydrodynamics don't apply. The energy required, the materials needed, the absence of cavitation. Everything about it points to technology operating beyond the boundaries of known physics. This raises profound questions. The technological gap between this object and our most advanced underwater vehicles isn't just a matter of degree. It's a fundamental difference in kind. It's comparable to showing a modern jet fighter to someone from the Middle Ages. The technologies aren't even on the same continuum. the implications extend even further. If this footage shows what Elizondo claims, we must confront the question of origin. Who possesses technology capable of such feats? The gap between this capability and our most advanced systems is so vast that it challenges the assumption that it could be human technology at all. Even if we assume some nation has made an incredible breakthrough in secret, the gap between public science and what we're seeing is too wide. Scientific advancement typically progresses incrementally. A leap of this magnitude would require multiple fundamental breakthroughs in material science, propulsion theory, energy production, and hydrodynamics, all happening in secret and all vastly beyond current theoretical limits. The Pentagon's classification of this footage at extremely high levels suggests they recognize its significance. Materials showing conventional technology, even advanced prototypes, follows standard classification protocols. The extraordinary restriction of this footage indicates it contains something that fundamentally challenges our technological paradigm. For military strategists, the implications are equally disturbing. An object with these capabilities could render our naval defenses obsolete. It could approach carriers, submarines, or coastal installations with impunity, moving too fast to track or intercept. The strategic advantage provided by such technology would be insurmountable. These extraordinary claims about underwater craft moving at impossible speeds demand careful scrutiny, especially when considering their source. The question isn't just what this object is, but who could possess such technology, and whether the person revealing this information has the credibility and background to make such assertions. The Pentagon insider, Luis Elizondo. This extraordinary underwater technology requires a credible source, and that's precisely what we have in Luis Elizondo. His background and position within the U.S. intelligence community provide crucial context for evaluating these remarkable claims. From 2010 to 2017, Elizondo served as the director of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, ATIP, at the Pentagon. This wasn't a peripheral program but one specifically tasked with investigating unidentified aerial phenomena, the government's preferred term for what the public calls UFOs. ATIP operated with black budget funding, shielding its operations from public oversight and typical congressional review processes. Elizondo's leadership role has been confirmed by both the Pentagon and Senator Harry Reid, who initiated the program's funding. In a 2021 letter, Reid explicitly validated Elizondo's position and contributions to the program. Elizondo's extensive background in intelligence adds substantial weight to his testimony. Before heading ATIP, he built a 20-year career in military intelligence, working across multiple threat assessment domains with the Department of Defense and in counterintelligence operations. As a GS-15 federal employee with top-secret, sensitive compartmented information clearance and access to special access programs, SAPs, Elizondo operated at the highest levels of government secrecy, giving him access to information that even other high-ranking military personnel couldn't see. His role at ATIP put him in a unique position to evaluate UFO evidence. The program collected data from multiple military sources, including radar systems, infrared sensors, weapon targeting pods, and eyewitness testimony from military personnel. Elizondo wasn't reviewing second-hand accounts. He was analyzing military-grade data collected from sophisticated sensor systems. The underwater footage he describes came through official channels, captured by military systems during operations. Elizondo has consistently respected classification boundaries since leaving government service. He discusses the nature of what he saw without revealing specific operational details that remain classified. This careful approach demonstrates his continued commitment to national security protocols even while advocating for greater transparency on the UAP issue. The circumstances of his resignation from the Pentagon in 2017 add additional weight to his claims. Elizondo didn't leave his position due to performance issues or internal conflicts. He resigned specifically because of what he perceived as excessive secrecy surrounding unidentified aerial phenomena. In his resignation letter to Secretary of Defense James Mattis, Elizondo expressed frustration with the bureaucratic resistance he encountered when trying to bring attention to what he and his team considered legitimate security concerns. What's particularly notable about Elizondo's claims is their consistency over time. Since leaving government service, his descriptions of the phenomena he observed have remained remarkably stable. He hasn't escalated his claims to gain attention, nor has he backed away from his core assertions despite facing skepticism. This consistency across multiple interviews suggests he's reporting genuine observations rather than embellishing for effect. The Pentagon's own actions lent credibility to Elizondo's account. Initially, the Department of Defense attempted to distance itself from him, suggesting he had no formal role in UAP investigations. However, they later reversed this position after documents obtained through Freedom of Information Act requests confirmed his leadership role at ATIP. This attempted disavowal, followed by reluctant confirmation, suggests institutional resistance to acknowledging the program's findings, rather than problems with Elizondo's credibility. Since leaving the Pentagon, Elizondo has become a key figure in bringing UAP information to public attention. He was instrumental in the public release of 3 Navy UFO videos that showed unexplained objects performing impossible aerial maneuvers. These videos, captured by F-18 Super Hornet fighter jets, were officially acknowledged by the Navy as genuine, confirming Elizondo's representations about the material. His approach to discussing USOs, unidentified submerged objects, mirrors his careful handling of aerial phenomena. He presents the underwater cases as part of a broader pattern of encounters with technology that exceeds known capabilities. The underwater dimension isn't presented as a separate phenomenon but as another environment where these objects operate with apparent ease, transitioning between air, water, and space. When discussing the classified underwater footage, Elizondo provides specific technical details that allow for analysis. He cites specific speeds, 450-550 knots, describes the absence of cavitation effects, and notes the recording circumstances. These specific details allow for technical evaluation rather than vague claims that can't be assessed. His military background gives him the technical vocabulary to describe these encounters with precision. Elizondo's credibility also derives from his restraint. He doesn't claim to know the origin of these craft, whether extraterrestrial or otherwise. Instead, he focuses on the observable capabilities that defy conventional explanation. This approach of sticking to verifiable characteristics rather than jumping to conclusions about origins reflects his intelligence background, where evidence evaluation takes precedence over speculation. His insider knowledge offers a rare glimpse into what the government knows but won't officially acknowledge about these phenomena. The compartmentalized nature of these programs means that even many high-ranking officials lack access to this information. Elizondo's position within ATIP placed him at a unique intersection where technical data, military encounters, and intelligence assessments converge.